We're not talking halflings slathered in green paint. No, we're talking goblins. Goblins, goblins, goblins. We got that clear? Good. Enjoy the video. Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, Drahon, and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons Character Concept, where we take a look at a race in Dungeons & Dragons and see what different types of characters we could make if we're running out of ideas for complex backstories. Today we are looking at the Goblin, one of the most generic monsters to throw at your party. Now, there are three sub-races: the goblins that are found on Toril, the goblins from Ixalan, and the goblins from Zendikar. Ixalan and Zendikar are part of the Planeshift series, so some dungeon masters might not count them as usable, canonical. Anyways, your goblins could actually differ exponentially because of the different clans that are possible. In my research, there are actually like 8 different tribes in Toril. A couple of them actually were interesting. One of them actually had horned goblins, and another one was from the Underdark. So your goblins could differ exponentially. But enough of that, let's get into this video with the backgrounds. The best background for a goblin is most likely going to be the Outlander for sure, but the criminal and charlatan background would also fit. As for classes, the most generic are going to be rogue and fighter. Now, let's go ahead and get a little more in-depth with these classes to see what type of characters we can make. Starting things off with the cleric, because there is a goblin god. There was a whole entire goblin pantheon, but from my research, a good portion of them were killed. And there is one main one remaining, and I'm not pronouncing the name, but I will go over the domains. In 5th edition, the domains are Order and War. But in, 3rd edition, the domain was Trickery. And that's because this god was known for its trickery and cunning. So that might be something you would want. A trickery cleric goblin. Who knows? Though clerics are few and far between, you're more likely to have a ranger goblin, as goblins have been known to be great beastmasters and hunters. Word for word from Volo's guide. So the ranger conclaves of the beastmaster and the hunter would probably be your best bet. For even a more generic build, try going for a rogue. The scout, swashbuckler, and thief would be good for a more piratey character, while the arcane trickster, tongue-tie, arcane tricksters would be more for a spicier goblin, if you're looking for a little bit of magic. Now, there are goblins that do sell their souls to higher powers to get warlock packs. Though, most of the time the goblin will not hold up its end of the bargain. So there are certain patrons that will make sure that a goblin pays up their end of the deal. These particular patrons, as listed in Volo's, would be a Coven of Hags, a fiend of some kind, or even a vampire or lich. So, Fey, Fiend, and either Undying or Undead patrons would best fit a Goblin Warlock. Very, very few goblins have the patience to learn wizardry. But if you happen to make a goblin that does tolerate the long, grueling hours that it would take to learn magic, then you'll probably want to go with either the schools of illusion or war magic. There are also sorcerers that are born, and I just messed up my line. There are some goblins that are born with magic. Sorcerers, if you will. And the most common one is going to be wild magic. Okay, finally got that line down. Anyway, a sorcerer of wild magic is going to be your best fit for a goblin that actually knows magic. As for the fighter, the martial archetypes of either the champion or battlemaster would be the most common, though Sharpshooter would actually be a good one as well if your dungeon master doesn't mind the unearthed arcana. And while this video is shorter than others, I'm going to go ahead and end it here, viewers. I do hope you enjoyed. I need to get something out, so I decided to go for another character concept, even though it seems that character concept is not as popular as my character conversion series. Oh well. It's something at least. I hope you've enjoyed. Until next time, this has been Drehan, and I am offline.